The plan to oust then Senate President Juan Miguel Zubiri only started last Thursday, May 16, according to his successor, Senator Cheese Escudero. In an interview at the Senate on Tuesday, May 21, newly installed Senate President Escudero admits initiating the move against Zubiri. Zubiri said he learned of the coup plot against him on May 15.
Hindi ko alam kung saan niya nalaman nung Wednesday kasi Thursday pa lang unang may kinausap ako so hindi ko alam kung sino yung Wednesday.
Escudero says many senators already had doubts at that time but refuses to disclose the reasons why his colleagues had their misgivings on Zubiri's leadership.
When I say sinimulan ko makipag-usap, dahil marami naman at that time na may mga agam-agam.
By Sunday, May 19, Escudero says his group already secured the number needed to replace Zubiri. The following day, Escudero was elected Senate President after getting the support of 15 out of 24 senators following the resignation of Zubiri as the upper chamber's top leader. Escudero reveals that his group decided to no longer present the resolution signed by the 15 senators on the Senate floor since Zubiri opted to quit.
There was no need. So hindi na kailangan ng anumang declaring vacant, ganon-ganon. Wala na ganon para hindi naman seamless pero at least mapayapa at hindi magulo.
The new Senate President explains that as in the past, the change in Senate leadership is always done through a gentlemanly conduct. Senator Bajo de Rosa admits that he was one of the 15 senators who signed a resolution supporting the new leadership of Senate President Cheese Escudero. In a press briefing, De La Rosa reveals he signed before the Senate session started on Monday, May 20.
In order to be officially joining the majority, I have to sign the resolution kahit na immaterial na yun dahil meron silang 14 votes.
During Monday's session, Zubiri announced his resignation. De La Rosa was among those seen weeping on the Senate floor while the former leader delivered his speech. According to De La Rosa, he got emotional when Zubiri saluted him as the latter entered the session hall.
Kaya ako napaiyak dahil nga hindi naman sasama ng loob, parang nahiya ako sa kanya dahil hindi ko napanalo yung gira para sa kanya. Because I am one of his trusted lieutenants. Ang kanyang mission sa akin is talagang i-secure yung aking partido, yung PDP na patuloy na magsuporta sa kanya. My commander, I'm so sorry. We lost the war. I failed to win the war for you.
De La Rosa, newly installed Senate Majority Leader Francis Tolentino, and Senator Bongo are all members of Partido Demokratiko Pilipino. Before this, De La Rosa said he was already contemplating on joining the minority bloc, but Escudero and Senator Alan Peter Cayetano convinced him to stay with the majority group. De La Rosa says the new Senate chief also assured him that his ongoing probe into the alleged leaked Philippine Drug Enforcement Agency documents had nothing to do with Zubiri's ouster. Zubiri earlier said his refusal to follow instructions had probably cost him his post. China should open up Bajo de Masinloc in the West Philippine Sea to international inspection following its denial of environmental destruction in the area. National Security Council Assistant Director General Jonathan Malaya makes this call on Tuesday, May 21, after Beijing denied the allegations despite what he called incontrovertible proof presented by the Philippine Coast Guard on Monday. Apart from urging China to open up Bajo de Masinloc or Scarborough Shoal to international inspection, Malaya also calls on third-party inspectors from relevant United Nations bodies or respected environmental organizations to determine the true situation in the shoal. He stresses that China has continuously engaged in large-scale harvesting of endangered species and exploiting vulnerable species in the area. Citing PCG records, the National Security Council official says the agency presented evidence showing that Chinese fishermen have been transporting large quantities of giant clams, sea turtles, puffer fishes, stingrays, topshells, eels, and other marine animals since 2016. Malaya likewise points out that China has no legal rights over Bajo de Masinloc since its expansive claims over the area have been invalidated and nullified by the 2016 arbitral ruling. Citing the arbitral tribunal's decision, he says Chinese authorities were aware of its fishermen's large-scale harvesting in the area and had not fulfilled their obligations to stop such activities. The status quo commitment on the Ayungin Shoal started in 2013 under former Defense Secretary Voltaire Gazmin, according to former Executive Secretary Salvador Medialdea. During the joint hearing of the House of Representatives Committee on National Defense and Security and the Committee on the West Philippine Sea, Medialdea said Gazmin made this commitment to former Chinese ambassador to the Philippines, Ma Keqing. Medialdea was the executive secretary when former President Rodrigo Duterte was in office, while Gazmin was defense secretary of former President Noynoy Aquino, who was in office from 2010 to 2016.
The status quo at the Ayungin Shoals, where BRP Sierra Madre, a dilapidated warship has served as a Philippine military outpost in a low elevation reef since 1999, was in a 2013 commitment of former Defense Secretary Gazmin to the Chinese ambassador Ma Keqing that he would only deliver food and water to the Marines stationed at the vessel.
When one Rider Party List representative Ramon Rodrigo Gutierrez asked Medialdea to clarify where he got the information, the former executive secretary said that this was passed to him when they were preparing for the Permanent Court of Arbitration decision on who has the sovereign rights over the West Philippine Sea. During Aquino's term, the Philippines filed an arbitration case before the Permanent Court of Arbitration to protest China's intrusion in the West Philippine Sea. The decision, which the Philippines won, was issued on July 12, 2016, just 12 days after Duterte was sworn into office.
I cannot elaborate with particularity on the status. That's what I gathered when the decision came out 12 days after we assumed office. I was just asking around, what's the present status at Ayungin Shoals? Because I know there was a vessel there. And the information I gathered was that there was a previous commitment that food and water will be allowed to be shipped to the dilapidated vessel since 2013 po.
Gutierrez then turned to the Department of Foreign Affairs representative who said that they were not aware of any 2013 commitment on the Ayungin Shoal. In May 2013, China raised its concerns about the Philippines' reported plans of establishing structures on Ayungin Shoal during a brief meeting between Gazmin and Ma on the sidelines of the commemoration of the International Day of United Nations Peacekeepers. Reports stated that the two personalities were seen talking for a few minutes after the event. When asked about the topic, Gazmin told reporters then that he assured Ma the Philippines would not build structures on Ayungin. Senator Risa Hontiveros flags Bamban Mayor Alice Guo's alleged ties to criminals, questioning the local chief executive if her goal is to protect these offenders. In a statement, Hontiveros says these criminals are Guo's fellow incorporators in her company, Baofu Land Development Incorporated. According to the senator, Chinese national Zhang Ryujin was convicted in April for being linked to the reported largest money laundering case in Singapore. Hontiveros says Dominican national Bao Ying-lin also faces charges, but she does not elaborate. Guo earlier explained that she has already divested her shares in Baofu way before she got elected as Bamban mayor. However, Hontiveros insists that the mayor allegedly has ties with these criminals, even questioning if she ran for mayor to supposedly protect the criminals. The senator deems Guo to have many red flags due to the absence of proper records in the Philippines and these alleged ties with criminals. The Senate panel on Women, Children, Family Relations and Gender Equality, led by Hontiveros, is set to conduct another hearing on controversies surrounding Philippine offshore gaming operators on Wednesday, May 22. Guo is among the panel's resource speakers. Guo has denied accusations that she may be a Chinese asset trained to infiltrate and influence the Philippine government. She has also denied links to Pogos. Hontiveros quips that hopefully the mayor remembers something this time. Guo previously received criticisms from senators and netizens alike after she repeatedly uttered the phrase, "I can't remember your honor," every time she was asked about personal details such as the name of her homeschool provider, among others. Embattled Bamban Mayor Alice Guo says she won't resign despite facing several allegations against her, including that she is an asset of China. In a television interview, Guo says she will continue to serve her constituents, even confirming she will seek another term as Bamban Mayor in the next election. Defending her full Filipino citizenship, Guo denies accusations that she may be a Chinese asset trained to infiltrate and influence the Philippine government. Guo then calls on other Filipino politicians, whom she does not identify, to deal with their misunderstandings by themselves and not drag her into it. She does not expound further. Controversies hounded Guo after she was linked to two Philippine offshore gaming operations in Tarlac Province's Bamban Town, Hongsheng Gaming Technology Incorporated and Junyuan Technology Incorporated. In a hearing at the Senate, Senator Win Gatchalian cited a billing statement of Junyuan and a vehicle seized during the raid which was registered under Guo's name. However, Guo says she is now against Pogos. According to her, Pogos were only allowed to do business in Bamban because of the promise to provide jobs to locals. She denies links to Pogos, explaining that she merely befriended them for the sake of business. Guo is expected to face the upper chamber again on Wednesday, May 22, during a Senate panel's probe into controversies hounding Pogos.